Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are continuing on our series about learning to play Magic the Gathering. So, we went over the examination of lands, our look at creatures, and then a look at planeswalkers and shinies. And today we're doing the quick spells, the instants, interrupts, and sorceries. Let me organize this a bit here. Sorceries, instants, interrupts, sorceries, instants, and interrupts. Now, these are the quick time spells, meaning they last for the one turn. And then they dissipate. They disappear. They're not available next turn. So, let's take a look here. The two common ones are your sorceries and instants. The difference being the sorcery, like in this case, recall, can only be played during your phase, during your turn. So, if you wanted to play a sorcery, it can only be during your turn. You can't play it during an opponent's turn. Here we've got Dust to Dust from the original Dark series. And that is what makes a sorcery. It's a quick time spell. It works only for one turn. But that's the difference, is sorceries you can only play during your turn. You can't play it during your opponent's turn. Instants work like sorceries, but you can play it during your turn or during your opponent's turn. Like the Disenchant. Or the Flash Flood. So those you can play at any point. If you wanted to play it before the casting of a creature, you can. If you wanted to play it after you played an enchantment or laid a land down or something, it's just whenever during the game. Now, and here's another type, interrupts. You won't see these anymore. They don't make interrupts. They were supposed to be slightly different from instants, but they were so similar in what they did that they no longer make interrupt as a card type. See, counter target summon spell. But this was an interrupt. Remove so. Now they have instants that do the same thing. This was supposed to be during the phases of a spell. You could play these and So when they are playing their spell, tapping the mana and stuff, you could just throw this out before the spell resolves, and it would say, nope, it directly dies. Again, another example is the blue elemental blast. So, they all work fairly quick, and during the one turn, they don't repeat, they don't last more than that one turn. Like I said, sorceries, they are during your turn only. So if they say sorcery on them, eh, right there. If they say sorcery, you can only play them during your turn. During the opponent's turn, no. You can't play them. If they say sorcery, only during your turn. But if they say instant or interrupt, you can play them at any time during your turn, during an opponent's turn. Same thing with the interrupts. You can play them at any point. Though, like I said, they no longer print the interrupt as a card type. You can play them during your turn, during your opponent's turn. But yeah, they no longer make interrupt as a card type because the similarities just got so confusing between instants and interrupts that they pretty much quit making the interrupt and stuck with making instants. You would no longer see interrupts in any of the new sets. I had to go back into my old sets to find these interrupts. The remove so and blue elemental blast. Let's see. I forgot what that set is because it's the white border with all those little symbols. But the one without the blue elemental blast, I believe, is from restricted, which would be the third set. So yeah, I've got cards that go back a ways. The Dark is a really old set. It's from the original Dark set where it's got the black border and the moon. So yeah. But I just kind of wanted to show you these quick spells. Like I said, there's not much to them. We still have to look over the enchantment and enchantment varieties. We have to look over artifacts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think the actual play rules, because we haven't talked about how things resolve. Uh, but anyway, Yeah. That is instance interrupts and sorceries. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, and learn. I will try to have some more Magic the Gathering videos. And I've kind of slipped on the educational portion. It's mainly been a lot of personal opinion or some other gaming videos. So I need to add some educational. Uh, I do apologize for that. I'll see you all again in the next video. But until then, later.